Welcome back, friends, to another weekly video. We have been doing a video series on growth, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you the final item in our list of characteristics of growth. Up until this point, we have discussed four main ideas about growth. Growth exists, growth continues forever, growth is exponential, and growth rates decrease over time. When we look at this list, there is a potential problem here. Items 2 and 4 seem to be in conflict. So how can growth continue forever while at the same time growth rates decrease over time? Because if growth rates are always decreasing, doesn't that mean that growth would eventually reach zero and stop? Not necessarily. There is a way to satisfy both items 2 and 4. And we do that with item number 5. Growth occurs with constant acceleration. So if you maintain constant acceleration, you can grow forever, while your growth rate continually decreases but never reaches zero. So let's look at an example. I'm going to put up two forecasts. Both start with $100 and show growth over 5 periods. The top grid shows growth following a constant growth rate. The bottom shows growth following constant acceleration. You will see with constant growth that acceleration increases. However, with constant acceleration, growth decreases. The top method is what is commonly used in the financial world. I'm advocating that the method using constant acceleration is better. The beauty of using constant acceleration in forecasting is that this is something the physics world knows how to do. This is something they've been doing in physics for a really long time to explain how the physical world works around us. So the math behind doing constant acceleration is very well established. Here's the equation for constant acceleration, and I call this equation the theory of credit markets. The theory says that you can use constant acceleration as an effective way to forecast economic activity. When you start using this curve, you are going to be shocked at how effective it is to forecast growth. So what it does is it creates these beautiful growth curves that reflect what we know about how the economy works. Let me explain to you how significant this is. So let's look at a simple business question. If we look at two different countries, the United States and China, which country will have a bigger economy in 100 years? The answer to this question will affect major policy decisions all over the world. Well, how are you going to forecast economic growth over the next 100 years? Well, we've been discussing two different methods here. You can use constant growth, or you could use constant acceleration. If you look at constant growth, China clearly becomes the dominant economy in 100 years. But on the other hand, if you look at constant acceleration, the US is the largest economy in 100 years. So you get two completely different answers depending on what forecast method you use. Now, this approach to finance does use more difficult math than accountants typically use today. So in the future, accountants are going to need to know calculus and physics. So I talk to business schools all the time. So I pick up the phone and I call these schools and I tell them, you know, your accounting students should be required to learn calculus and physics. And they just hang up the phone on me like I'm some kind of crazy person. But I'm telling you this, forecasting the future is so important to finance. It determines the stock valuation of your company. And in the future, these growth curves are going to become more and more important. And so I'm telling you now, this is an advanced warning, you are going to need to know calculus and physics. Now I want to hear from you. I know this is a controversial approach to forecasting, but if you think that mathematics can be used to improve forecasting, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, if you found it helpful, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. The best way to supercharge a business is through accounting and corporate finance, and I release a new video every week, so come back and check out next week's video.